Caller, you're in the room. Caller, you're in the room.
Hey, Carla.
Hello.
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 Hey. Hi, Noah. Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Okay, I don't think I have an accent, but I'm calling in from Gary, Indiana.
Oh, yes, you
Hey.
Hey, I
do.
like it.
And hey, and I just want to share my mom's story. Actually, it's my grandmother, my mom, my cousins, and myself. I've all had experiences, and my grandmother used to call it, the spirit told me whenever she would get. I always thought it was something. I knew it was something spiritual, but she was know things. But the story that sticks out best to me is my mother. She would see things from a distance. Like she had lots of stories. Her boyfriend that before I was born, she dated this guy, and he passed away, and she was just very, very sad, just really, really sad, and just cried every night. And she told me, and this is her telling me as I was a child, that he would come to her after he died. He would come to her and sit on the edge of her bed in spirit form and told her to stop crying, and he wouldn't leave until she stopped crying. She just would like sob every night. And he told her what to do, to call his people down in Texas to let them know that he had passed on and what to do. And he just comforted her until she just, till the tears stopped. And I believed her. I didn't never not believe her, but it just became extra real for me. Well, another story with her was that she had another boyfriend that was in Omaha at one point, and she was at work in Chicago, and she said he was sitting at her desk, and she could see him getting on the airplane at Eppley Airfield in Omaha while she was at work in Chicago. She saw him going to get on the airplane, and she called her cousin, and she was like, well, where is Duncan? And she was like, he just got on a plane to leave. And she could see this from where she was. And I was like, wow, Mommy, that's just wild. It's just, but then, I never really thought anything of it till I got married, and I would have dreams about my husband and things he was doing. Like I was in the room there with him, just like standing there with him. And he swore up and down that I was either there or knew somebody there that told him the events of where he was doing the things that he was doing. So it's just all very, I love you, so I don't know what else to say.
Listen, no, and it's so crazy because
story.
because you said something very interesting in the beginning, and this is very hoodoo coded, very black coded, Southern, Midwestern coded. Whenever somebody's granny or their mom were mediums or psychics, they didn't call themselves that. They'd be like, I just know things, or I had a dream, or whatever. Like they never
spoke to me.
Right. Some spirit told me type of thing. Like they never put labels on it. And I feel like there was somebody else that had that same experience, but except the lady's husband was cheating. It was on my TikTok. She said that her grandmother was showing her that her husband was no good for her, and she was astral projecting, and her grandmother was taking her where he was.
Oh, no.
And was like, do you see him doing that? Do you see what he's doing to you? And then she would wake up and describe every single thing in just so good description. He swore up and down she had cameras.
That's
and
what I'm
all
saying.
that
He's probably
other
like,
stuff.
I left my phone in the other room.
No.
She ain't not going to see it this time.
She
And
said
she was
she
like,
was-
you coughed 8 times exactly.
Oh,
No,
my God.
she literally
The
said her
specifics.
grandmother was making her astral project because she was so in love with this man and she knew he wasn't shit. But nonetheless, she was just like, I gotta show you. And they were astral projecting every night, and it was crazy. I hope that wasn't that's not what you figured out.
Oh, yeah.
But
That sure in the heck was what was going on. That's what was going on. And he was sitting, I was standing. It was crazy as heck because I was standing right there. He was sitting on the couch with the girl, and I'm standing there. I'm like, what are you doing? Get up. And he couldn't hear me. It was like nobody was listening to me, but I was standing there watching. And we came home. He told me, "Oh, you crazy, And turned around. Sure enough, that's what was going on. And then my daughter, I know it's a family gift because my daughter, her little boyfriend, she told him how he came about to have a hickey on his neck that she didn't give him. Very young. And he was like, who you been talking to? Blah, blah, blah. She's like, you was in the basement, yappity yapping and everything. and she ran it down to her, or she ran it down to him exactly how it happened and where he was, who was there, the females and everything.
That's
So,
a damn
and
shame.
I mean, how do you? I just hope I can find somebody like your husband who can accept your gift.
Man,
and not-
he ain't got no choice because
Could you
they not
imagine?
going nowhere.
Could you imagine running it down?
Yes.
First you did doggy, then you
Man,
did,
that-
then it was
but-
cowgirl,
Yeah.
then you like spat on her. What
And
the
then,
fuck? Like,
Oh
this
my
is the thing. They don't believe until you are telling them in listen,
Great
this is what you
detail.
just tell them. The next person that you meet, you tell them, I'm a psychic. So you can try to do some slick shit if you want to. It's never gonna work with me. I'm going to find out. I'm gonna have a dream.
Yeah.
Boy, there
be
you know.
transparent
I
so
know.
they could just weed the ones out, because the one that's gonna accept it ain't gonna play with you, but the other one's gonna think you crazy and they're gonna fuck around and find out that you really are just
Well,
that
they
girl.
do. They do. 'Cause
Yeah.
what-
Hey, and caller,
My-
got a little something to tell you though. While you're talking, I could just feel all of these shifts that are like going in my body because you were just so gifted. And your mom, her heartbreak came through a little bit, and she's like, she still aches for that man.
Yeah.
But she's happy.
She does.
You could feel it, but it's all love. You know, it just sucks when the separation is there, but then when they all get to the same place, they're just reunited again. But your heart or your head you're elevating like again. I don't know if you know that or if you could see the differences in your life, but it's gonna get easier. As in like the beauty through these gifts are just gonna kind of show itself to you. So just accept it, whatever that looks like for you.
Oh,
See?
thank you.
She be reading.
Thank you.
That's what she
Watching
did to me
Noah-
earlier.
watching
she
Noah
doesn't.
is
She doesn't
Yeah,
warn you.
it feels
Aw.
like this floaty feeling, literally like that sound. That's just what it feels like on your body.
No warning,
I
by the
can
way.
feel
Coming.
it tingling, and I love watching you guys. It really helps me through, and it helps me know I'm not alone, and put pieces together that are missing from what's going on in my life. And I appreciate you sharing that with me. Thank you guys so very much.
Well, thank you for
Absolutely.
calling.
Thank you for calling. That was beautiful.
Caller, you're in the room.